Okay, so we're back. This time I'm going to show you how to change the bass line so that instead of just the basic, let's just play this song and then we'll play the bass line. So instead of just the basic notes, a whole note on the root key of the chord, I'm going to play something a little different. I'll show you, there's tons of variations. I'm just going to show you a very easy one. So that's what we have recorded so far. I've already changed the rhythm of the chords. I've got the chords here as a pad. I've got the rhythmic chords here. I've got the lead instrument here for the melody. And I've got my bass track and the drums. So let's solo that bass track now and just see what we've got. And let's take a look at it while we play it. C, 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 F, C, 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 G, 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 G. All right, so those are the root keys for the chords that I have, the C, F, C, G. And so what we can do with this bass line, there's tons and tons of things you can do with it to change the rhythm and make the bass line just sound cooler. You don't just have to play on the root key, but we're going to stay on that for now. And then I'll just show you a simple variation that you can do, which if I play it on the tracks, it'd be like this. So I open up the keyboard and I switch it to the double keyboard. So this is what it sounds like now. All right, so what I'm going to do is instead of just 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do eighth notes and I'm going to go up and down, so 1 octave. So relatively, actually not relatively, it's a very easy thing to do. So we'll go like this, and I'll show you, we can do it by playing it, or we can do it by drawing the notes on the screen. I'm going to try to do it by playing right now, and then we'll draw the notes on the screen. So before I do that, I'm just going to go back to deep bass. I'm going to duplicate this track, so I'm going to click plus, and so now I've got another track there. I'm going to go to my patch and select deep bass. I'm going to choose bass, factory, deep. I could just type in the word deep, but I'm just going to do it that way. So now if I go back to here, I'm going to take this one off solo and put this one on solo. So actually, you know what? I want to hear I've got to hear the drums too. So I'm going to put that on solo. And then I'll go back to this track, click on the piano icon, click on the double keys icon, and then I'm going to just go an octave up that way, and it's going to be like this again. And that little slide or glide between the notes, it's because I'm holding one of them too long. All right, so let's check this out. So I accidentally slid that up an octave. I can fix that really easily in post here. But let's see what I got. So okay. So I don't have a note down here. I'm just going to duplicate that note. Whoops, did I hit delete? I'm going to undo delete. I'm going to click duplicate. And I'm going to drag that over to here. And then I'll drag these guys down. I want this to be on the, it looks like I'm on the C. So I've got to go back down to here to put it on the C. I'll take these guys down to the C. And then these guys up here, we'll drag them down to the C. Then these last 8 notes are an octave high also, so I'm going to take those down 12 notches here. I can zoom in there if I want to, just by pinching it apart. And that should be G and G. It looks like I've got to go, I went 1 too far. All right, so let's hear what it sounds like. Okay, and so now if we listen to the original, we'll go back to here. I'll solo this one. It's just a different sounding rhythm, a different sounding bass. We still get the same low notes. We do go an octave higher, but we still get the low notes. And then we can add one other element to this in a really easy way. So instead of just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, I'm going to do 1. So I'm just going to duplicate this, and then duplicate this, and then duplicate this, and duplicate this. And let's hear what it sounds like. So all these top notes, we'll duplicate those one at a time, and it just changes the rhythm as we, whoops, that one I'm going to slide back a little. I think it's too long of a note, and that's why it didn't stay where it should have for that rhythm. But let me get these other ones here first. So all of the upper notes, I'm just duplicating, and because they are close enough, most of them are sliding to where they should be. I'm just going to zoom in here and fix that. Zoom in on the selection. So this one is too long. I'm going to shorten those notes. I'm just going to stretch them and then shorten them. Can I do that? And if I can't do it, I'll just delete them and duplicate these and then drag them back. Whoops, I don't know where they were. So I'm going to have to zoom out. I think I might have dragged them too far. I did. So there we go. That should do it. Let's check out what it sounds like. All right, so just a simple variation on that rhythm. We changed, instead of just that simple one low bass note, we've got more than that now, and then we can play them together, or we can just mute this one altogether. And so then we can also change the mix for any of those things using the mixer window. So I think the super strings are a little too loud. The organ's probably, yeah, I like the organ. I'll turn the bass up a little, and then I'll turn the Born leader down just a tad, see what that sounds like. All right, so we've tweaked everything. We've tweaked the rhythm on the chords. We've tweaked the bass line now, and we've created our melody, our chords, our drums, and we've got this moving along. I'll throw in some other things in the next tutorial.